Next one is selecting and evaluating the trademark, which is nothing but a you can say that categories of trademark. Our trademark, how you are going to be choosing, we will see now. Our trademark of choice is one of the following categories. These are the some of the categories. First one is generic mark, next one is descriptive mark, next one is suggestive mark, arbitrary mark, fanciful mark. We will see one by one what all this. First one is nothing but a generic mark. What is generic mark? We will see now. Generic mark is nothing but a generic term is a common name for a type of a good or service. Generic is nothing but a common name, you can say. Okay. Generic mark is nothing but it is a common name for a type of a product, or this common name for maybe a product or service. For example, for the generic mark examples you can consider as a pizza shop and delivery service. Generic terms cannot be protected by trademarks. So here generic mark examples you can consider as a, for example, in the pizza shop name itself you can mention as a pizza shop. This is nothing but a generic common name. For example, for courier services, you can mention only the name itself, courier service or delivery services, like that mention. So generic mark is nothing but a common name for products or services, and this generic name cannot be protected as a trademark. Next one, descriptive mark. Descriptive mark is nothing but is an existing verb that is used in a connection with a product. Descriptive mark is an existing word or words that is used in connection with the product or service, which is nothing but it is going to be giving the description of the product. You can say that description of product, or it may be it may gives description of the service. For example, if you consider pizza, normally pizza, okay, example, then you can mention the descriptive word for the pizza as a cheesy pizza. For the milk, if you consider creamy milk, these are the description of these products. And services, for the services you can observe that largest network, or you can observe that fastest service or fastest network, and so on. So these gives the description about the product or services. This is nothing but a descriptive mark. Next one, descriptive terms are no protection as trademarks. Descriptive terms are no protection. It doesn't give any protection for the trademark. Law recognizes that many business have to use these words to describe their goods and services. Many businesses will use on goods and services as a trademark of the descriptive. Next one, suggestive mark. Suggestive mark is nothing but a suggestive trademark. This is nothing but a suggestive trademark. No, suggestive trademark suggests a quality or feature of the product or service. Quality or feature of product or service. Suggestive trademark represents quality or feature of product or service. For example, by seeing this symbol, LG symbol, you can come to know what is the quality or what is the feature of these products. You can come to know by seeing this Citibank, like this. By seeing this Citibank, by seeing this you can come to know what type of services this bank is providing, what type of services you can come to know. So here suggestive mark represents quality or feature of the product or service. Citibank represents services. This LG symbol represents some quality or feature of the products. Next, by seeing this suggestive trademarks, customers will get an idea about the product or services in their minds also. Next one, suggestive marks are the strongest types of the trademark. These suggestive trademarks are the strongest type of the trademarks. Next one, arbitrary marks. Next one is nothing but arbitrary marks. Arbitrary marks is nothing but the strongest trademarks are arbitrary or fanciful marks. Arbitrary is nothing but a strongest trademark. Arbitrary trademark consists of words or words that have nothing to do with product or services. Arbitrary trademark is nothing but it may be a word or words. Okay, this word or words nothing to do with the goods or services, which means that there is a no connection with this word and that product. If you observe here, if you observe Apple for computers, Apple symbol will be there for the iPhones, but there is no connection for this symbol and for this Apple phones or computers. Okay, so if you observe Dove soap, on the Dove soap you will be having some symbol, Dove symbol you will be having like this. So there is no connection for this soap and for this Dove, for this symbol. So there is no connection with the there is no connection with the products or services. This is nothing but a arbitrary mark. Arbitrary mark is nothing but a strongest trademark. Next one is nothing but a fanciful marks. Fanciful marks is nothing but a fanciful marks are coined words that have no meaning other than in connection with the trademark. This one also same. There is no connection with the product or services. This one also. The fancy name we will give. For example, for the Kodak, we will give the symbol will be like this. Case we are going to be representing in a form of a fancy for the Kodak cameras and so on. This is nothing but a one of the fancy mark. Exxon. So this is usually for the petrol bunks in the other countries. So this is nothing but a fancy mark. These are the categories of the trademarks. Once again we will see selecting and evaluating of the trademark, which is nothing but a categories of the trademark. Your trademark should be one of the following. Generic mark. Generic mark is nothing but a common name for the products or the services. For example, pizza shop, courier services and so on. Descriptive mark. It describes about the product or the service. For example, cheesy pizza, cream milk, largest network, fastest network and so on. Suggestive trademark, suggestive mark. Suggestive mark is strongest. This is also one of the strongest. Choosing of this one should be very careful. And suggestive trademark is nothing but it represents quality or feature of the product or the service, which is nothing but by seeing this suggestive mark you can come to know that what is the quality or what is the feature of the product or services. Next one, arbitrary mark. Arbitrary mark is nothing but it may be a word or words